While they're walking away from the border. And they don't know the sense of distance. At least, nobody except Deku. Deku has gained sets of ability of heightened senses and heightened abilities to break through powers from battles. So, he knows the quirk of that hero, and he knows that there is a way to beat this quirk. His quirk is too simple. Anytime you want to go right, you would go left. Every time you want to go forward, you go the opposite way, backwards. So, what he does is that he continuously walks, and it feels like they only have walked once or 1 or 2 seconds. But in reality, with the quirk not activated, has been at least 2 hours. And people feel tired. And all that. And this is where they hear cries, roars. And these would be lions. These lions are not the strongest lions. They are chimeras in the deserts, but they're still extremely strong. And they would see them, and people would be freaking out because they know that only some heroes can defeat lions. And one of them, I'll say, Beast would say those are common ones. They're not ones with social abilities, so they're not as strong. But this is whenever they would get in a battle stance with the user of the hard and solid air. He would put out his hands, creating shields, and tell people that have long range quirks to come behind him and close range quirks to come in front and wield off people. Deku would have walked forward and he would brought out his blades. But whenever he does this, he would have spent. Oh yeah, the part where I told him that he explained his quirk, I'll say he didn't. He just lied and said it was a creation quirk. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't like how I told everybody. So, the sword people seen it come out the air, and he would have charged forward and would have slit down one of their faces, cutting it. The beast one would have the blood hit him, and with the blood going in his mouth, he would have a 15-minute time limit for the first transformation. His claws would grow out, and a mane would appear, a bigger mane. And he would charge forward, and he would start battling them. His power only lets him gain 50% of the power, but it also adds on to his naturally stronger ability. This is whenever Pepper would jump forward and he would be given the ability. Did I say the glue guy? No, I said the sand guy was there. And the sand guy would turn the ground to sand because he does look like a unnatural person, and it would trap them while Pepper or the combo dude, I think he was a hunter, but he would jump forward and he would start punching the monsters constantly, doubling his strength by the second, or by every punch, and speed. Eventually, after a while, also his combo, he just has to throw punches, so he's already stronger because he has been throwing punches the whole time. So he's about a lot stronger, and he would punch it. And after he does a combo, it continues to get stronger so it doesn't go away or anything. The strength that you build up, so he'll combo them all the way through. This is whenever the mushroom girl would start pull out her guns and she would shoot at them, hitting them and hitting them, and they would get poisoned. But their lines are really resistant to anything. They only took down one of them from this combo attack because the lines are strong, or at least everybody except Deku. Well, Deku has already killed 4 of them because their skins is harder than anything else, but Deku's weapons are different than the rest. He created a blue blade, his water blade, which looks like a normal blade, but it's blue. But yeah, so he would take his blade and he would put his hand on against his hand holding the hilt, and it would turn into pretty much like a twisting blade, kind of what Thanos has. And he would spin it, and he would start cutting down them. While spinning, nobody really notices, but there is water coming off of it. And this water, he kind of just surrounds. And right now, he's just slicing through them. He would take the double sworded thing and would yeet it, which people would see, with it flying across, with it hitting solid airs thing, which would shatter. But whenever it does shatter, people will be like, is he trying to kill us? But this, they would hear a lion get shot through the chest. This blade's still flying, but farther it goes, we cut to a scene with the man, with the 2 men with that showed them the way, would get cut in half by this attack, and they would be dead. But no evidence will come behind because they would turn into energy because Deku's quirk, and there would be no bodies found. And Deku gains the ability called Misdirection, and I'll say the other one had a Century quirk, which would just add on to Deku's Century ability, so he can see everywhere around him. He has kind of like a Sage Mode Century, like that, so he has to close his eyes to sense. And he sits on a tower, like on top, and he has 4 family members across the area, so they sense where it is. Right now, it has been known that people with useful quirks have a lot of children with the same quirk, or with people that can be useful, kind of like natural selection, sort of. That's how the life is, and all that. But when they get killed, the power would deplete, with people knowing that they went the wrong way the whole time instantly. But this is where there were say only 2 more lions left, and all that. And Solidator, I'll say, would take his Solidator, and this is his kind of attack abilities, and he would swing them, saying cutting edge, and 2 of them from his hands would strike them and would stab into them. Well, Scythe, I'll just call him Razor. Razor is the dude that looks like a Pokemon with the 2 things on his mouth pointing out, would come in spinning and would shoot out a green energy from this, hitting it, cutting it, and Beast would come in with him after eating some more, or taking some meat and eating it, would run forward and would spin cutting or stabbing it into the head. So right now, Deku and Beast on this team, that will be Deku's team, are close range. They're like tanks pretty much. Uh, the Mushroom Girl is sort of like a healer. She's more like a poison. She can heal people from poison, but she's not a healer. Pretty much Deku's fan ability is support. Just, yeah. He has a lot of Class 1B in this class. But the rest of Class 1A is in the other class, if you're wondering. But Deku, pretty much, I'll say there's only one more person over here. Kaminari is with him. So it's Kaminari, Tenen's Earring Anger, I'll say the Beast Dude, Cutting Edge, or why I call him Cutting Edge, but Scythe, Pepper, and Dragons on his team, and Solid Air are on his team. The rest of them are on the other team. Oh yeah, I forgot. Not Moneta, but Copy Cork Dude has the ability to copy the special abilities of the monsters that he touches for 5 minutes. Wow. The dude that eats monsters, if he eats an ice monster, he would only gain their durability on that, but not their special ability. Like fire, he won't get that. So yeah, that's just the difference. But if you combine the two quirks, it's similar to Deku's, but with a time limit. So yeah. So they would walk back with him, putting misdirection on them. Unlike the user that's only been taught to send people the wrong direction, he misdirections and manipulates their memory, sort of, to think that the people there died and they dragged their bodies to eat. When they get back, and people will be told this and all that, people of the other group being surprised at what happened, and what they think what happened is that monsters are getting closer and closer to the wall. So yeah. But the report would go to the families, with them sending in 2 more replacements with younger children, about 12 and 13. This is not uncommon because they're not built for combat. They're just sensors, pretty much. But yeah, since the quirks are weaker, they do have extra protection there. So yeah. But Deku would find pretty much their clothes, and he would put his hands on it and burning it away, taking the cross that has weird shapes on it, and he's thinking, what is this? Some kind of people that don't like mutant quirks, some type of church. And while going back to UA, that's close to the border, he would see a girl with a vine quirk with the same thing on her chest, and she's only a hero and all that. But he would have took it and melted the metal completely, and yeah, they would get back, and the next day Deku would have field training for blacklist hunters, sort of going to rich families and sort of getting tested the whole time which there is fewer blacklist hunters because they have to have a special set of abilities to get in. Sensory abilities, quick movements, and to be undetected is what they have to do. So, that's where I'll leave it off. Hope you like this. Goodbye.